wie macht man das? Wie schreibt man das? Oder wie sagt man das auf Deutsch? Hallo liebe Deutschlernerinnen und Deutschlerner, ich heiße Luzi, you're watching Your German Teacher. Let's talk about Mann, which has in English quite a lot of options to translate it. You will see this people, you will see they, you will see you, and you sometimes also will see this one, the English one, which I think is most probably the most accurate translation for the German Mann. The problem is though, in English this one is used only in very formal situations. On the other hand, the German Mann can be used in any situation. Formal, informal, daily life, we use it very often. Common misunderstandings. Mann ist nicht gleich du. Nicht gleich means not equal. Mann ist nicht gleich du. They are two different pronouns used in different situations. Nummer 2. Mann ist nicht gleich Mann. They sound exactly the same, I know, but Mann capitalized with 2N is the man, der Mann, which is the male human being. They're not the same. Und the conjugation. Always use singular conjugation and not the plural form. Which brings me to the conjugation. We take a normal German regular verb like machen, conjugated in singular forms. Ich mache, du machst, er, sie, es macht. Nothing new so far. Now this Mann, where does it come in? It's exactly on the third person singular conjugation. So instead of er, sie, es, you could actually say it like this, er, sie, es plus Mann macht. Because Mann always takes the third person singular conjugation. Why? As you can see here, all of those are all subjects. And the subject in German is always in the nominative case. And this Mann, whenever you see Mann, you know, okay, Mann, this is the subject. And the verb is always conjugated according to the subject. That's why whenever you have Mann, you have to use the third person singular conjugation. There are 3 different situations where we mainly use this Mann. Nummer 1, general habits. Nummer 2, rules and restrictions. Und Nummer 3, instructions. Let's start with general habits. Zum Beispiel, im April braucht man oft einen Regenschirm. Im April braucht man oft einen Regenschirm. In April, people, or here better you, often need an umbrella. Warum? Weil der April macht, was er will. That's a saying we have in German. April is doing whatever he wants, because in April the weather is unpredictable. Can be hot, can be cold, can be rainy, often rainy or sudden rain. That's why bringing an umbrella in April is a good idea in Western Europe. Oder in Berlin spricht man kaum Deutsch. In Berlin spricht man kaum Deutsch. In Berlin, people hardly or barely, kaum is hardly, barely, speak any German. Which of course is not true, but just as a tip for you, if you're planning to go to Germany to learn German or stay or live there, or specifically to learn the language, try to avoid the big cities like Vienna or Hamburg or Berlin, because there you can easily survive just with English. It's very international and everybody kind of speaks English there. So if you really want to improve your German, go to a small town or even better, a village where people, yes, this happens, actually don't speak any English, so you're forced to speak German, which means you improve much faster. Anderes Beispiel. Im Winter bleibt man oft zu Hause. Im Winter bleibt man oft zu Hause. In winter, people often stay home. Warum? Es ist zu kalt. Oder in Deutschland isst man viel Brot. In Deutschland isst man viel Brot. In Germany, people eat a lot of bread. Or in der Schweiz isst man viel Käse. Ich komme aus der Schweiz, ich liebe Käse und ich könnte jeden Tag Käse essen. I could eat cheese every day. Cliché, I know, but I like cheese. All of these example sentences, when we talk about general habits, we mainly translate this man with people because it's something all the people kind of do. Of course, there's always exceptions, but it's just a general habit. Before we go to Nummer 2, Hausaufgaben für dich. Was isst oder trinkt man in deinem Heimatland? Was isst oder trinkt man in deinem Heimatland? What do people eat or drink in your home country? Heimatland ist home country. Schreib einen Kommentar. I know we have a very international follower group here, so I'm very excited to read about your specialty, what in your home country, where you're from, what do people, I mean with man, most people or a lot of people eat or drink there. And this is a very common situation when we talk about habits in terms of eating or drinking in certain places, and then we use this man. Nummer 2, Rules and Restrictions. Zum Beispiel, im Museum muss man leise sein. Im Museum muss man leise sein. You have to be quiet in the museum. Oder, hier darf man nicht parken. Hier darf man nicht parken. You cannot park here. You cannot park your car here with your car. When you look closer at those examples here, we see we have actually 2 verbs in each sentence because we have ein Modalverb. And this is very common when we talk about rules and restrictions that we add this modal verb. Most commonly just the 3 of them, which is dürfen, können oder müssen. And then in combination with man. Because you don't want to address each person specifically, you want to kind of keep it general, and with this man this is possible, and especially for rules and restrictions commonly used. Another one, kann man hier mit Karte bezahlen? Kann man hier mit Karte bezahlen? Can you pay with card here? Useful question when you go to Germany, specifically in Germany, because there's a lot of places where you still have to pay with cash and you cannot pay with your card. So ask this question first. Keep this in your mind when you go somewhere in a restaurant or whatever. Ask first, kann man hier mit Karte bezahlen? Oder wo darf man hier rauchen? Wo darf man hier rauchen? Where's smoking allowed here? Or literally, where are people still allowed to smoke here? Or still allowed, or not still, just allowed to smoke here? I know this problem. I'm a smoker myself. And it's getting harder for us every day in each and every country, which is most probably a good thing. One day we might stop. Hoffentlich. And for here, for rules and restrictions, this man is mostly translated with this you, the English you. Nummer 3, Instructions. Zum Beispiel, wie sagt man das auf Deutsch? Very useful question. Whenever you want to know something, how you say this phrase in German, you can just ask this question. Wie sagt man das auf Deutsch? How do you say that in German? Oder, another useful one, wie schreibt man das? Wie schreibt man das? How do you spell or write that? Wie schreibt man das? Those are useful questions for your daily life, but specifically also for your German classes. Other ones, also a common situation when we talk about food, recipes. Für diesen Kuchen braucht man 3 Eier. Für diesen Kuchen braucht man 3 Eier. For this cake, you need 3 eggs. Or you can ask, wie macht man diese Suppe? Wie macht man diese Suppe? General, how do you do this soup? How do you make this soup? How do you cook this soup? Then the answer is also with macht often. You can just say, zuerst kocht man das Wasser für 10 Minuten. First you do this, and then you do that, and this, and it's always with this man. Or, general one, Nomen schreibt man im Deutschen groß. Nomen schreibt man im Deutschen groß. You capitalize nouns in German. And here as well, when we talk about instructions, any kind of manuals, also like manuals when you need to know how to do something, technical manuals, this man is mainly translated with this you because it's directly talking to you. But again, instead of being very specific, using this du, we use this man to generalize everything and at the same time include everyone. Some längere Beispiele, some longer example sentences. Je früher man das Ticket bucht, desto weniger bezahlt man. Je früher man das Ticket bucht, desto weniger bezahlt man. The earlier you book the ticket, the less you pay. I know this is not A1 level. This whole video is actually for A1, but this is not A1 level. This is late A2 or B1 with this je desto. However, I still wanted to include this in this video because to give you some longer versions of this man and also to show you something important, which is a common mistake we see often from German students. Because they often say, je früher man das Ticket bucht, usually that's the correct version then with man, and then they say, desto weniger bezahlst du, which is, of course, in English, the exact same translation, the less you pay. So when you come from English and you directly translate it, then it makes sense. But unfortunately, this would be wrong in German. So whenever you start a sentence with one, man, the second part of the sentence also has to be with man and not with another pronoun. Another example, je mehr man Deutsch spricht, desto besser wird man. Je mehr man Deutsch spricht, desto besser wird man. The more you speak German, the better you get. Something I say over and over again on this channel. I know you heard it probably already quite some time, but there is no secret sauce, no secret pill, no shortcut. If you want to improve your speaking skills, you have to speak. That's the only thing. I know a lot of you are scared of speaking in public German. That's why maybe some beers help, definitely. If you don't drink beer, then talk at home. Talk to yourself. Talk to your dog, your cat, your furniture, your plant, family. It does not matter. As long as you talk, it will help you to improve your speaking skills. Wenn man krank ist, bleibt man im Bett. Wenn man krank ist, bleibt man im Bett. When you're sick, you stay in bed. Oder a normal one, es ist höflich, dass man bitte und danke sagt. Es ist höflich, dass man bitte und danke sagt. It is polite that you say please and thank you. Two very easy words, two very simple words, which can make your life so much easier and so much better, even if you just use them more often. Bonustipp, Satzbau, sentence structure. When we take the example sentences we did before, just 4 of them, actually in all of them, you will see this special sentence structure. It's not really special because it's correct, but what is special is usually what you learn in A1 level, you have this SVO structure. Subject, first position, V is verb on the second position, and then O, object or something else. But specifically with man, we change the structure. As you can see here, we have 2 time information and 2 local place informations together with a preposition, which is very common. And this you will place in the first position. Why? Because when you start with this information, you put emphasis on this information, which is correct or more natural because this is the more important information. The subject man is actually not that important. It's just like everyone, people. Important is im April, im Winter oder in Berlin oder in Deutschland. Of course, you could change the sentence structure. You could start with man. You could start with the subject. Man braucht im April oft einen Regenschirm. Oder man bleibt im Winter oft zu Hause. Absolutely perfect. Both versions are grammatically correct. This version, specifically when using man, that you don't start with the subject, you put this man after the verb, is more common and sounds more natural. And if you want to know more about man and other indefinite pronomen, it's a B2 level topic. It's very high up, but here is a useful 2-part video series. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss und bye bye.